it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem damn bad. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me, might smoke bed.
CJ Stroud, he had a college football game for the ages against Georgia in the college football playoff. Nobody was really questioning his athleticism to begin with. However, there were doubts about how well he used his legs. Well, those questions were answered, and he was using his legs to get out of trouble both in the pocket and outside the pocket. Specifically at the end of the game where he had a 27-yard run to set his team up for a potential game-winning field goal. Now, obviously the kick was missed, but the fact that Stroud set his team up for a win after an amazing performance should not be lost in translation. Now, the real question is, did CJ Stroud put himself in a position to be the #1 pick in the NFL draft? Is he a better option than Bryce Young? In this video, we will discuss why the Texans, who will have a top pick in the 2023 NFL draft, should go with Stroud. But before we get started, if you can please click the thumbs up button as well as subscribe to the channel, it will really help us grow. Now, CJ Stroud was a Heisman Trophy nominee, losing out to USC Caleb Williams and finishing third behind TCU quarterback Max Duggan. Now, those other two quarterbacks had outstanding years, and there's no issues that they finished above Stroud. But as we know, the Heisman winner doesn't necessarily indicate who the best player is, just who's having the best year. CJ Stroud's main competition is neither of those guys. It's 2021 Heisman winner and Alabama Crimson Tide quarterback Bryce Young. Unless there's some kind of crazy trade, the Houston Texans, they're going to be the first team to select a quarterback in the 2023 NFL Draft. Now, Mel Kiper and Todd McShay and many other so-called draft experts have Bryce Young ahead of CJ Stroud, and that would be a mistake. Bryce Young is talented as any quarterback in this draft, and he may very well have a great career in the NFL. We recently made a video outlining the fact that he may be better served going to a place like Seattle, where he can learn behind a guy like Geno Smith and give himself a year to put some muscle on. I left the video in the description box below if you want to check it out after this video. But that's not the only reason why the Texans should go after CJ Stroud instead. CJ Stroud is just better. The Texans are obviously in rebuild mode, and their offensive line played a little bit better towards the end of the season. And say what you want, but this team was a tough win towards the end of the 2022 NFL season. Just ask the Dallas Cowboys. But Stroud is their guy, and I'm going to prove it right now. Let's go over the qualities of the quarterback position and see who's better. Starting with accuracy. Experts get all giddy when talking about Bryce Young's accuracy, which they should be. Young finished the 2021 college football season with an insane 78.1 adjusted completion percentage, and those aren't just short and intermediate routes either. Bryce Young finished 10th in deep balls during that 2021 season as well. But here's the thing. During that same time frame, Stroud finished with a freaking 79% adjusted completion percentage. And then in this past season in 2022, CJ Stroud finished with a total completion percentage of 66.3 against Bryce Young's 64.5. Now, both of them have elite guys that they're throwing to at the receiver position, and they also have some really good offensive linemen. But the advantage goes to CJ Stroud on this one. Now let's look at arm strength. Neither one of these guys are quite Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen in regards to arm strength, but if you watch the tape, Stroud really isn't that far off. He has a nice little effortless flick of the football, and he can make some really big throws. Outside of maybe Will Levis, CJ Stroud probably has the best arm in this draft. Now, the other question about Bryce Young outside of his size has been his arm strength. He doesn't have an elite arm, but as I stated earlier, he throws the ball downfield a lot at Alabama. He can make every single throw that needs to be made in the NFL, but he doesn't have an elite arm. So the advantage once again goes to Stroud. Durability. Your best ability in the NFL is your availability. Now, Bryce Young has been durable at Alabama, only missing one game due to a sprain in his shoulder. But is that going to be the case going forward? At 6 foot, 194 pounds, that may not be trusted with bigger guys in the NFL. CJ Stroud is as durable as they come. He's listed at 6'3", 220 pounds, and should be able to take the punishment of an NFL quarterback. Now, as we know, injuries can happen to everyone. There is no real data that shows bigger or smaller guys get ligament tears or anything like that more than the other. But the overall wear and tear of the NFL grind is much easier when you're bigger. It's just science. So the advantage goes to Stroud there as well. Athleticism. Everyone points to Bryce Young's athleticism as one of his best attributes, and he certainly is athletic. But after watching the Georgia game, is he that much more athletic than CJ Stroud? Neither of these guys necessarily rely on their legs, which is why I think they could both be good at the NFL level, but that doesn't mean that they can't use them. Young had 185 rushing yards on 3.8 yards per attempt in 2022, while Stroud had 108 yards on 2.3 rushing yards per attempt. Young is probably the faster guy, so we'll give him the slight edge on this one. Pocket passing and reading the field. This is where both these guys shine. and they will get better with coaching at the next level. Stroud is simply a technician reading defenses in the pocket and will have an easier time adjusting to the complex defenses that will be thrown at him at the pro level. Nothing against Bryce Young, who's good in his own right, but Stroud operates at a different level within the pocket. Advantage goes to Stroud. Lastly, we'll look at leadership. Now, both of these guys came up short to the Georgia Bulldogs in consecutive season, but neither loss was because of them. They were both missing one of their top receivers, and they still put their teams on their back. There's no evidence to suggest that one is a better leader than the other, and they should both be able to lead a franchise at the next level. This one is a push. The Texans will have the opportunity to get an elite quarterback, and they should not waste it. They need to go after CJ Stroud. What do you think? Am I wrong? Should the Texans go after Young? Leave me a comment below and tell me what you think. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.